Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the series Mud Talks, Making Music Using Low Latency Technology in the New Jersey Gay Men's Chorus with David Liao, class of '05, and Artistic Director of the New Jersey Gay Men's Chorus, Sarah A. Michal. My name is Vanessa Chu, Assistant Director in the Office of Alumni and Parent Relations. We thank you for attending today's event, and we hope you and your family are well. This talk is being recorded and will be distributed after the event. Please feel free to type your questions in the Q&A box, not the chat, and we will try to get through as many questions as we can. Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to David and Sarah to introduce themselves. Take it away, David.
Hello, I'm a physics graduate from the class of '05. And while I was at MUD, I was also active in the joint music program of the Claremont Colleges in chamber choir, concert choir, and in a bunch of voice lessons. Sarah.
Hi, my name's Sarah. This is my husband, Matt, who's here as an assistant, and that's my connection to the Claremont Colleges. We lived in Claremont for a few years. He's a graduate of CGU. I have my master's from Westminster Choir College, and I'm born and raised from Fresno, California, and I've been in New Jersey for about 8 years.
So we're both in the New Jersey Gay Men's Chorus, and like for a lot of other choruses, you know that back in March 2020, when the pandemic hit, we weren't able to sing together in person anymore. And probably like a lot of other choruses, we tried things like Zoom. We'd like to show you a demonstration of what it sounds like when you attempt to sing together on Zoom. So we're gonna be using a little excerpt from a piece called One Foot or Lead with Love by Melanie Demore, and it's available in the Justice Choir Songbook. Okay, so Sarah's going to do a micro lesson.
All right, so here's our micro lesson. I'm going to sing the chorus one time, and then I'm going to repeat the chorus. And David, I want you to sing with me when I do the repeat, okay? And then when I get to the verse, I'll do it first, and then you echo me, okay? I forgot. I'm going to look over here because this is where we are. We're in Zoom.
Zoom, we're in Zoom. Okay.
Okay, so you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. That's pretty terrible.
Like I was singing with what I heard, but I'm sure that was off for you and probably for some people listening on Zoom. And as soon as we had to do the call and the response, you could tell there was this big gap because we were waiting to hear each other.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was hoping that we would be singing together, there was a huge lag. It sounded like you were almost an entire measure behind me from my end. I'm not sure what it sounds like to our panelists, to our audience, but that's how it sounds out here.
Someone has sympathized.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the worst. No one likes Zoom lag.
We're going to switch over. I'm going to put on my microphone and headphones for Soundjack. I'm going to mute. We're both going to mute our Zoom audio, and I'm going to turn on the Soundjack audio. Okay, now I turned it on. Vanessa, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute that. Now I'm gonna actually look at my LiveLab video. This is being captured live from my screen.
And now we can hear the keyboard that I plugged in.
Okay.
All right, so let's do exactly that sing. I'll sing the refrain once, then you join in.
Okay.
And we'll do the same verse and the refrain once more. Sound good?
Good.
Okay. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Don't you give up.
Don't you give up.
Keep moving on.
Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Woo! Okay, so now that you hear that demonstration, you're probably going to ask, how did we get there? I'm going to start sharing my screen to tell you. Share screen, press button, start broadcast. Good, it is working. Okay, let's see. Let me make sure that this is visible. Yes, very good. Okay, so in this talk, we're going to tell you about different sections. Community interest, the technology that makes this possible, and the harmony that we create together. Okay, so starting with community. As I said, the pandemic hit, and then we were experimenting with singing on things like Zoom, and it didn't work out well. So Sarah did some research during 2020 and found out about various low latency technologies. She told us about how you would have to have specialized equipment, like an Ethernet cable. And in November of 2020, we conducted a poll, and we found that 8 people were interested in participating in a pilot project. I thought Sarah would like to read a quote from that particular meeting.
Yeah, I remember being there and we were talking about all the different ways that we were struggling and hoping that we'd be able to make music together. And this just seemed like a pipe dream. And so the quote that's been attributed to me that we found in the notes after the fact is, if this works, if we can do this, and if this works, it will allow us to do rehearsals with minimal delays without muting ourselves virtually, separately. That's the dream.
And from that little meeting in November, we started having like small pilot test calls starting in December. And finally, by the spring of 2021, 12 chorus members in 10 households were equipped to share low latency audio through Soundjack and low latency video through LiveLab. So I know that a lot of choruses have tried different strategies for testing similar technologies and deploying these technologies. I was just really amazed at how successful our chorus was. And I wanted Sarah to share some thoughts about the human interest side of this. What helped us to get so much human interest in our chorus?
Yeah, we have had the social element of the New Jersey Gay Men's Chorus is it's almost just as important to us as the musical side of things. Of course, as a trained musician, and there are some other trained musicians in the chorus, but there's a lot of folks, we're a non-audition chorus. If you want to come, you can come. If you want to sing, I will help teach you how to sing. And I believe that everyone can sing. If you can talk, you can sing. If you can walk, you can dance. And that's a huge part of our mission, of our goal of inclusivity for all people. And, you know, I think all of us dealt with the pandemic in 100 different ways. Some of us didn't mind having a little bit more downtime. On the other hand, the connection part of our chorus, just as much as making music together, something that so many of us really, really missed. So we started in March 2020, and through the summer, we had sort of crappy Zoom rehearsals and happy hours where we just kind of got together and checked in on each other once a week. And that turned out to be kind of an anchor of my schedule, which was completely turned upside down. And turned upside down and changed and dissolved, can I say? My schedule during the pandemic just was completely different. And having the Gay Men's Chorus still as an anchor became very important to me and kind of a subset of singers who felt the same way. And it wasn't always the people who were going to be who love singing who are there every single week in rehearsal. Really a wide variety of people who became committed to these weekly happy hours and chats and trying to make music together some way.
So, oh, sorry, my iPad's over here. I thought we'd just sing a little bit of something to capture that moment of community hope. And we'll do that now. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound.
That, by the way, is an arrangement of two folk songs put together by Dr. Brandon Waddles, Come and Go With Me to That Land. And it's something that became something of a hope that we as a chorus would get to sing, something we sang together about 5 years ago. And we wanted to sing it together again when we were able to come in person. And it is on our
December.
Whatchamahoosit? It's in our December program. Thank you.
We have concerts on December 3rd and 4th.
That's right.
Shameless plug.
December 3rd in Princeton and December 4th in Asbury Park, 8 p.m. Be there, be square.
So once we have the community interest, we also have to get the technology to work. And to show you the basic underlying principles of the technology, we're going to start with a little radio skit. Sarah, Matt, and I are going to read from a radio skit script, but please also still watch the video because there are some visual aids.
So many visual aids.
Got my script right here. Yes. Scene 1.
Oh, shoot. My other visual aid. Where'd it go?
Oh, the hat.
This other visual aid. I'm so professional.
There we go.
Hey, what's up? My name's Sarah, and I'm a chef. One of my customers is David. I run a meal service store, and I'm making some food for him right now. I've made a hot dog, a happy hot dog. Oh, can you see his cute little face? For David's lunch tomorrow. And I want David to have food that's really fresh. So I'm going to hand this over to the shipping store right now. It's cool. That's what it's for.
It's okay.
Welcome to UDP Shipping Services. How can I help you?
Hello. I am interested in your next day delivery service. I would like to drop off this hot dog for you to ship to my customer, David. This is just for his lunch tomorrow, and I want to come back again later this evening to send another meal to David to have for dinner. So I want to come back twice a day to ship a lunch package and then later a dinner package every day. Is that good?
Well, we're kind of swamped right now with people dropping off other packages. I have to process the paperwork for each package. You can drop off 2 separate packages with me each day, but if you do that, I will often have backlogs. A package may be sitting around for a long time until there's finally a lull in activity on my end and gives me a chance to do the paperwork to ship that package. Some of your meals might come stale before they even leave the store. I could send out more packages more immediately if you could group your meals together. For example, if you were to drop off a package of 4 meals to be sent out every other day, rather than a package of 1 meal sent out twice a day, I could probably send out most of your packages pretty much on demand.
If I do that, some of the meals in each package will have been sitting around for a while, even before they're shipped out. So we're going to have that lag either way. The meals could be stale when they arrive rather than stale because you have a backlog of paperwork. Is there some way we can compromise? What if I group meals in 2s? So once a day, I drop off a package that has 2 meals in it. Would that be okay?
That's kind of on the edge of what I can handle, but yes, I think I can ship most of your packages basically on demand if once a day you drop off 1 package containing 2 rather than if instead twice a day you send off 1.
Okay, that works. So every day I'll drop off 1 package that has 2 meals in it. I'll give you a package later today after I finish making the other meal. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna make another meal for David. So we are gonna stick with an American theme. We've got our hot dog. And we are going to now make a hamburger American theme meal box. Okay, let's go back to the shipping place. We got our hamburger and our hot dog. And here's a package of 2 meals to send to David.
Got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Day 2.
All right, today I'd like to go with the California theme, obviously. Let's start with something brunchy. Here is an avocado toast, world's cutest avocado toast. And for dinner, you know we got to have tacos. Tacos are the best. God's perfect food. So we've got California food, avocado toast, and tacos. Let's take that to our shipping guy.
Got it.
Awesome.
Day 3.
Okay. Pulling out all the stops, we're going to have an Asian theme package today. We're going to do ramen special for lunch. It'll be a really large ramen special, and then a little smaller meal of sushi for dinner. Here we go. I got my sushi. Got my sushi. So cute. So cute. And I gotta have really big ramen. It's gonna fill them up for the whole day. Yeah. Okay. Let's put these in our box and take them to our shipping guy, our very handsome shipping guy.
I got it.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Scene 2. David, my home. Hi. I'm David, and I'm one of Sarah's meal service customers. Oh, what is that? I think I hear the doorbell. I think it's a package right now. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry. And it looks like this is not awkward at all. A bunch of American food. We have the hot dog just magically transported from a town away. And the hamburger. Oh my God, it's so cute. Okay. I'm going to wait until I'm going to put the package in my refrigerator. And I'm going to wait until the day after tomorrow to enjoy the hot dog and the hamburger, and you'll see why. So a day passes. And so it's the next day, and I'm sitting here, I'm going, there hasn't been a delivery all day. But Sarah makes meals for me daily. What's going on? There is an empty spot. Let me move this over. There is an empty spot in my refrigerator, just waiting for the package that ought to have arrived today. A day passes. Okay, so it's the next day, and I think I hear a doorbell. Excuse me. Oh, okay, there's that one. It's a little cramped in here, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna put these down first. Ah!
Wow, you have enough food there, David?
Let's put this over here. Maybe I should have rehearsed this part. Ah! Okay. Well, that was highly entertaining. So, I see what happened. Today's package, which is apparently this Asian-themed package of ramen noodles and sushi arrived, and so did the package that was supposed to arrive yesterday. The package that was supposed to arrive yesterday is California themed. There's our avocado toast and the taco.
Yum.
Let's see. Sometimes packages arrive a day late. That's the issue. Traffic delays different shipments by different amounts, and some of that traffic is not really something Sarah or I can control. I'll put each package in its respective slot in my refrigerator, and today, now that the conveyor belt has moved over here, I'll enjoy the hot dog and the hamburger. By making spaces in my refrigerator to deliberately create a backlog of packages, I gave myself the opportunity to sneak that late arriving California themed package in its place in the queue, which means I get to enjoy an uninterrupted course of meals. Yay! Sorry. Let's see. Oh, I just lost my space. There we go. Time to enjoy the hot dog. Oh, wait, what? Okay. So I heard did someone ask, why not just use a really big refrigerator with lots of slots and a big backlog of arriving packages? Even though deliberately making a big backlog of packages at the receiving end would further increase the chances of having uninterrupted courses of meals, creating a needlessly large backlog would contribute to making meals go stale in the refrigerator before I get to eat them. My choice to designate 3 slots in the refrigerator for packages from Sarah's Meal Service is a compromise. 3 slots is the smallest number of slots that I can get away with using, while still having it be unusual to experience an interruption in my course of meals, and so to make it unusual for me to starve on a given day. Now that we understand the principles of low latency shipping. Oh, sorry, first thing, everyone give a round of applause for Matt.
Yay! Thanks, honey.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna move this out of the way first, sorry. Oh my God. It's a condo in here, it's a little tight.
So much food.
Okay.
So much cute food.
Yeah, that was a fun trip to the Squishable store at the mall. So now that we did that, we are better, now that we understand the principles of low latency shipping, we are better prepared to understand the principles of low latency packetized audio. Let me click this and open the PDF. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through concepts for acquiring audio. Sorry, I'm gonna change the setting on this because the echo is distracting. Let me turn off, let me disconnect from audio. How to do this? There it is. Okay, that should do it. Okay. It's still working. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about how audio is acquired, how audio is efficiently coded, packetized, transported, and sorted, and then decoded and then played back. A musical instrument is used to create vibrations in air molecules, vibrations in the nearby set of air molecules, and the resulting variations in density and pressure in the local atmosphere ripple out in a domino effect-like fashion until reaching a device like a microphone that converts mechanical vibrations into fluctuations in voltage, which are carried through a microphone cable to a USB audio interface that contains an analog to digital converter that is used to obtain a sequence of zeros and ones, which is also known as a bit stream, that is fed via a USB cable to a computer. That bit stream represents audio in the form of a digitized waveform. That's to say, discretized amplitude as a function of discretized time. I'm going to walk you through a couple other representations, formats that we can use for representing audio. So over here, I have 3 pieces of paper representing, they're supposed to look like sheet music. And each piece of sheet music is a composition for tuning fork choir. You can see that some of the tuning forks are prescribed to be loud in composition. Some of the tuning forks are prescribed to be quieter. And you can even see dynamic like hairpins, crescendos and decrescendos. The crescendos and the decrescendos, and the fact that the pieces of paper are kind of overlapping, is supposed to represent that as one of the tuning fork choir compositions is fading out, the next composition is in the midst of fading in. So that composition blends into composition, blends into composition, much as song would fade into song would fade into song when mixed by a disc jockey at a dance club. If the compositions are composed just right, then the playback of this sequence of pieces of sheet music, of the compositions, will sound just like the playback of the digitized waveform. And now I'd like to show you one other representation that is related to this. I'm going to take that sheet music, and you can see in this cartoon there are 6 notes. I'm going to group the top 3 notes, black, black, and red, together as chord 1, and the bottom 3 notes, blue, black, and black, as chord 2. So I'm going to use some numbers to tell people how each of those chords should be played in each of the compositions. For instance, that boldface 2.41 for chord 1 represents how loudly chord 1 should be played overall. And that italicized 0.24 gives finer details, saying, should the individual notes of the chord be played so that the chord is bottom heavy with the bottom note sounding loudest? Or maybe top heavy with the top note sounding loudest, or somewhere else in between? Likewise, we're going to use numerical values to specify overall how loudly should chord 2 be played, and also to specify the intricate details of how the individual parts of chord 2 should sound relative to each other. So why is this particular format useful? Well, it turns out that human hearing does not accurately hear details for all chords equally well. And what we can get away with doing is rounding, perhaps quite severely, some of the numerical codes that we've used to specify how some of the chords are played. You can see that the 2.41 for chord 1 has been rounded down to just 2, and the 0.24 for chord 1 has been rounded down to just 0. There's also even a little bit of rounding for chord 2. 0.83 has been rounded to 0.8. The idea is that because human hearing cannot hear all the details of all chords equally well, we can get away with this rounding without really much perceptible change in the played audio that people hear. And that means that there are fewer digits that we need to send package off to be transported across the internet. Now, I'm going to walk through this in 2 passes. Concretely speaking, the sender's computer sends audio data through an Ethernet cable to the sender's router, which then sends that information out through the open internet, where data are transferred in predominantly in the form of optical pulses through optical fiber, until the data arrive at the receiver's router in the receiver's household. The data are transferred through an Ethernet cable, and then the data reach the receiver's computer. But more metaphorically speaking, it's a lot like the low latency food shipping skit we just did. Packets of audio data are packaged up and sent, and you can see that some of those packages may arrive a little more quickly, some of the packages may arrive a little bit more slowly. And so at the receiver's computer, you want to have something analogous to a conveyor belt or like that big refrigerator I talked about, that the arriving packages have to travel across, so that even if some of the packages occasionally arrive a little late, there is an opportunity to sneak a late arriving package into its proper place in the queue so that we have an uninterrupted stream of audio data to play back. The audio data received at the receiver's computer, again, is representing, roughly speaking, how chords should be played, how loudly the chords should be played, and how the individual parts of the chord should be played relative to each other. That information can be used to reconstruct some sheet music for tuning fork compositions, which can be used to reconstruct an approximated digital waveform, again, discretized amplitude versus discretized time, that is expressed in the form of zeros and ones that are sent from the receiver's computer to a USB audio interface in which a digital to analog converter is used to obtain a signal of voltage fluctuations that are sent through a headphone cable to a headphone, where a vibrating diaphragm causes nearby air molecules to vibrate so that the ensuing variations in density and pressure in the air ripple out until they reach reach the eardrum of a listener, and sound is heard. Okay, that was really dense. So I think it might be good to have a palate cleanser where we sing something. I think I'm gonna die. Oh. So Sarah and I are gonna sing a little bit of something for you.
Right?
Yeah. Freude, schöne, gute Funken, Tochter aus Elysium. Wir betreten feuertrunken, himmlische dein Heiligtum. Deine Zauber binden wieder, was die Mörder streng geteilt. Alle Menschen werden Brüder, wo dein sanfte Fliege weilt. Deine Zauber binden wieder, was die Mörder streng geteilt. Alle Menschen werden Brüder, wo dein sanfte Fliege weit.
So fun!
Yay! Okay, so oops, that's not how I zoom out on that. Zoom in on this. There we go, like that. And I think I have to turn on the audio thing on this again. Join audio, Wi-Fi. Okay, that should work. Chapter 3, Harmony. I'm going to show you a montage of some video clips from 3 separate rehearsals back in 2021 May. It's not playing? Okay.
Be beautiful.
It was playing
Well,
on
the
my
video was
end.
playing, but
Oh,
no audio. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh.
David, it was
Saying in
playing.
the comments that she can hear it. So.
Oh.
It's because I'm listening on.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Everybody.
Let's try that again. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Turn on Zoom audio again.
Thank you, everyone, for your replies.
Be beautiful.
There was so much
done, everyone. Well done.
Yay! In the next video, this is a clip from a song called Untraveled Worlds, written by Paul Halley. And I want you to notice that about 39 seconds into the clip, I think the words are like to strive, to seek, to find, somewhere around there. The tempo gets kind of elastic. And because we have low latency audio and low latency video, you can see people trying to make eye contact, trying to be on the same page. And you can see the tempo actually being spontaneously created and determined in the moment.
That which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts. Made weak by time and fate, but strong in will. Too strong to seek, to find, and not to and not to and not to
Raise your right hand. Reach around, give yourself a pat on the back.
What if they're left-handed?
If you're left-handed, you may use your left hand. Such a nerd.
Soundjack gave us a lot of firsts. So like this picture is supposed to depict, this is the first semester where we've had a conductor conduct one of our rehearsals from a different state. When Sarah was traveling through California this summer, we actually had a couple of our rehearsals with Sarah conducting from California and a group of us singing from New Jersey. And the connections actually go even beyond national and continental borders. Professor Alex Carroll, Professor Carroll is pictured at the very right in this picture collage over here. He's the creator of Soundjack, and he's a professor at Anhalt University of Applied Sciences in Germany. A group of us in, let's see, New Jersey, North Carolina, New York, Rhode Island, Vermont, and a couple of people in Germany got to sing together during an event to celebrate his university's 30th anniversary. And we sang together all from these different locations across the Atlantic Ocean. I am on the very left, and Eileen, who is also a member of the chorus, is in the yellow shirt at the bottom left.
To dream of caramel, to think of cinnamon and long for you.
It won't do to stir a deep desire, to fan a hidden fire that can never burn true.
I know your name, I know your skin, I know the way these things begin. I don't know how I would live with myself, what I forgive of myself if you don't go. So goodbye, sweet appetite. No single bite could satisfy.
I know your name. I know your skin. I know the way these things begin.
I don't know how I would live with myself, but I'd forgive of myself if you don't go. It won't do to dream of caramel, to think of cinnamon and long for you.
That was Caramel by Susan Vega. Okay, so now that we've walked you through these chapters, oops, let me move that. There we go. Okay, community, technology, and harmony. We can give you credits. Now, what do we usually put in credits? So there should be thank yous. First, thank you to the members of the New Jersey Gay Men's Chorus, and also to the members of the Soundjack Facebook group who supported our journey with low latency. Helpful people including Alex Carroll, creator of Soundjack, and Ian Howell, who is an evangelist for Soundjack at the New England Conservatory, are cited at a webpage of resources you can go to. It's 15till.com. What else do you put in credits? Oh, you put an epilogue. Where are they now? So a couple of us in the New Jersey Gay Men's Chorus continue to rehearse and socialize on Soundjack and LiveLab about twice a week. Yes, all of it is exactly that fun, as in this screenshot. What else do we put in credits? Oh yeah, we put bloopers. Okay, just to be very official, this blooper is being included formally and technically as an example showing how naturally the audio from different households blends together on Soundjack. That's the only reason we're including this video.
Okay, and can I pull this out?
Ooh.
Look behind you.
Welcome to my home.
Well, at least we weren't singing. That would have been a review.
He normally doesn't do that if anyone is in here. It must be a cat emergency.
Oh no, he's gonna dig.
Yep. We dig.
He's digging the plastic. That's not very effective.
I think the glitter granules get stuck between his little cat
He's
toes.
scratching the wall.
Yeah. Like I said, welcome.
I know what screenshot to put on the NJGMC page now.
Sorry, guys.
Cat poo.
Helpfully, you'd like to know it is not there today.
So everyone saw that and understood that that was just a technical demonstration of how naturally the audio from different sites blend together using Soundjack. Okay. Now, what else do we have in credits? Usually there's like bye-bye music, right? So let's see. Oh, I forgot to do one of the songs. Okay,
That's
we'll
okay.
make this as our bye-bye music. I have had singing.
You got it.
You got it. Okay.
Singing, singing, oh, the singing. There was so much singing then. We all sang, and this was my pleasure too. The boys in the fields, the chapels full of singing, always full of singing. Here I lie, here I lie, I have had pleasure enough. I have had singing. I have had singing.
Beautiful.
So now that we've done the credits, let's turn to Vanessa for Q&A.
Thank you, David and Sarah. So we have about, what, like 10 minutes for Q&A. So our first question, how did you deal with the question of getting a wide swath of singers to adopt the new technology?
Oh, I'll say that we started, it sort of grew organically. It started with me doing a little bit of research, David expressing interest, and then the two of us sort of being each other's accountability partner, getting the equipment and setting things up. And then as we were doing this and we found that it worked, then one or two more people on, I think it was the artistic committee, expressed some interest. And then it sort of grew from there. We did not start with, okay, we tested it, we got it, now let's get half the course on Soundjack. It really was, we were a little bit evangelistic about it. Yeah, it was kind of one or two at a time over the course of 4 months.
Yeah, that's about right. I would say from a, this is a practical implementation thing. A lot can go wrong. It's the technology has a lot of parts. It's really easy to forget to do things. So practically, if you want to get a bunch of people to use it, I would strongly suggest making highly illustrated instructions with numbered parts and correspondingly like numbered steps that are written out so that the image looks like some kind of assembly instructions for furniture from IKEA.
Don't those instructions already exist, David?
Someone said number 6. What is number 6? Oh, the FMB. Okay, so if your computer is not fast enough, then instead of running Soundjack on the computer, you would run Soundjack on a little Raspberry Pi computer. And there's this guy in Germany, his name is Christian Höhne. You can order these pre-made, pre-set up fast music these Raspberry Pi boxes, and like he just manages it to make sure that all the software is running as best as it can. Okay, we can take another question.
We have a lot of questions about this. What are the costs of these softwares and the time cost to make it work as desired?
Oh, I'm glad you asked about that. So at the end of the day, you're probably, in many cases, you'll need to buy a microphone, a USB audio interface, an Ethernet cable. That is basically mandatory. And I would strongly suggest getting a pair of open back headphones so that you can hear yourself through the air even while you're wearing the headphones. If you just get these pieces of equipment, then it comes out to somewhere in the neighborhood of $370. If your computer is not fast enough, then you'll need to get a fast music box. If you build it yourself from parts and install the software yourself, be prepared to pay like $190. You can also buy directly from Christian Hüne in Germany, and then it will be something more like in the $280, like just south of $300, that kind of range. So if you have to buy the fast music box, then you're looking at more like $560 per singing site. Oh yes, they also said costs, time costs to make it work as desired. Okay, this is a place where you please do not skimp. You want to do this in a very organized way, and you're going to probably need 30 minutes to do an orientation, and then just to let people know this is what the technology is, to find out like, are you going to be able to put your rehearsal equipment near your router so that you can actually run an Ethernet cable, things like that? Then someone's going to have to buy and wait for the equipment to be shipped. The initial setup doesn't always take 90 minutes, but I would strongly suggest budgeting 90 minutes just so you can like at leisure say, this connects to this connects to this, please open an account over here, log in here. Oops, you have time for typos and fixing little things like that. And then the daily routine setup when you're getting ready for a rehearsal. At the beginning, if things are going well, it will be 15 minutes per setup. If things are not going so, sorry, there's a chat thing covering up part of my screen. How to make this go away? There it is. Okay. So if things are going well, then the routine setup should take like 15 minutes per rehearsal. That's why you should actually set your stuff up 15 minutes before your rehearsal.
15till.com.
Yeah, that's why the resource site is called 15till.com. If, however, you're using marginal equipment, maybe you should have gotten a fast music box, but you didn't, you wanted to see if you could get this stuff to work on less expensive, older computer, you may have a lot of crashes. You're not sure why they're happening, chasing down like what process is using up so much CPU, making it impossible for Soundjack to run well. And then you could be looking at routine setup times of 45 minutes per rehearsal. So like, let's not do that, okay? Instead of doing that, if you need to use a fast music box, just buy that. It will save you so much time in the end. Okay.
And there was another part of the question that was, how much is the software? The software itself is free. Soundjack is open source. Anyone can use it. Anyone can download it and connect.
Or it's free to, it's not open source, it's free, but there are other open source things like this. But yeah, it doesn't cost any money.
Yeah.
I do have a follow-up question. Do you need to be like a techie inclined person to do all this?
Sorry, I had the volume down. What was that?
Do you need to be a techie inclined person in order to figure this out?
Okay, so not everyone in the choir has to be techie, but it's helpful to have one point of contact who is. It's helpful to have one person in the chorus who has like time to draw all these little diagrams out for different households. As long as you have that, it should be okay. But in our course, like not everyone who's on Soundjack is a techie person. Like I guess I think of myself as a techie person. I think of Sarah as a techie person. And we also have someone who's like I think he's like really high up in the IT department at Princeton or something. So that would be a techie person. But a lot of the people we have are not techie people.
And we helped them get set up via FaceTime calls and just sort of like plug this into that. But it's not high level anything, right? It's all Ethernet. You know, you don't have a million settings to change.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. So we did get quite a lot of questions. David, I will be sending you these questions, and also everyone in our audience will receive David's contact information, so you can always reach out to them for more information. But for our final question, how does Soundjack compare to Jamulus?
Oh yes, okay. So Jamulus, there are a bunch of different types of applications that are really, really similar. They all do low latency audio. I personally haven't, I installed it on the computer that's about as far as I got. So I don't have a lot of experience, but at 15till.com, I made a resource page, and you can browse this little table to look at examples of people using Jack Trip, Jamulus, and Soundjack, so you can get a feel for what it behaves like. And it's really, really similar. You have choruses, groups using all three of these technologies. And if you want to get help or find the evangelists for these technologies, there's another table underneath, so you can see who to contact for help with Jack Trip, Jamulus, Soundjack, and also even LiveLab. I would just like tell you one thing I would give as advice. One reason I like Soundjack is when I went to the Soundjack Facebook group, the people are really helpful. There's like this little small group of people who are really, they're really responsive when people have questions. And so not only are you looking at, can I make the technology work? When you're shopping for the technology, see if you feel comfortable with that support group that you find for the technology on Facebook or wherever it is, a Discord server, something like that.
Great, thank you, David. I want to thank our speakers, David and Sarah, for joining us today and for sharing your knowledge and insights with us. Thank you to our audience for your questions and for attending this event. We will follow up within the next week with a recorded video and any presentation material. Next, we have Going Rogue in Grad School, Business or Law After a Mud Degree with Russell Hamilton, class of 94, and Mark Matheson, class of 94, on Monday, December 6th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. If you are interested in being a Mud Talk speaker, please contact us at alumni@hmc.edu. Future events can be found on our website by visiting alumni.hmc.edu. Thanks again for joining us and have a great night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.